Over the past few weeks, I've been testing Sunavalon quite a bit, and I was trying to figure out a way to play around evenly matched. I not only discovered a way to play around evenly matched, but I also figured out a one-card lockdown combo. Now, in order to do this combo, all you're going to need is Sunseed Genist Loki. This combo is very consistent to do because there's lots of ways to get to this card. But the combo is a little bit complicated and even the placement of cards does matter, so I am going to go through this combo step by step. To start this combo, you're just going to summon your Loci, and then you're going to link it off into Sunavalon Dryas. You'll use Dryas in order to search for Sunvine Sowing. Now, Sowing is an emergency teleport that burns you after it resolves, so you'll use this card in order to summon Sunseed Twin from deck, triggering Sunseed Twin's effect to revive your Vanilla, but this will also trigger your tree in order to summon another monster. Now, the card that you summon off of Dryas needs to be Sunvine Healer. This is because you're going to have to be ahead on life points in order to continue the combo a little bit later on. But you can already see that our one Loki has resulted in 4 monsters on board. In order to continue this combo, we're going to link off into Aromaseraphie Jasmine and tribute the twin that Jasmine points to in order to summon Lone Fire Blossom. This may feel unnecessary, but we do need the Lone Fire Blossom engrave later in order to do the combo. So we'll tribute off the Lone Fire Blossom and summon the generated monster Mardell. Now, on special summon, this will allow us to search for any plant monster. So we're going to use Mardell in order to search for our Aromage Laurel, and Laurel will have the ability to special summon itself because we have more life points than our opponent does, thanks to our healer that we used previously in the combo. Now we are going to link into a second copy of Jasmine, and that will trigger Laurel in order to give us 500 additional life points. Then both of our Jasmines are going to trigger, allowing us to search for Sunseed Shadow and Spore. Now at this point, we're going to start getting into the Sunavalon Link monsters and start really solidifying our board state. Next, we're going to special summon Sunseed Shadow and then link off into Sunavalon Daphne. We need to keep this card in the center column because its link arrows are important for the combo. Next, we're going to link off into Sunavalon Melios in order to summon back our Loci that we used for the summon and clear our extra monster zone. We're doing this because Dryas, the card that we used in order to start our combo, is not once per turn, but it has to be summoned with Loci and it has to be summoned into the extra monster zone. So we're going to make another one, and this time we're going to search for Sunseed Shrine. Shrine is a continuous once per turn monster reborn, but in order to activate it the first time, you do have to discard a card. So we're going to discard Spore in order to activate this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to summon back Spore by banishing the Lone Fire Blossom in order to make it a level 4 tuner. Then we're going to sync the Spore with the Loci in order to make Garden Rose Maiden. This gets us Black Garden. The purpose of this is every time we summon moving forward, our opponent is going to get a token, but our monster's attacks are going to be halved. Now we're going to banish Sunseed Shadow from our graveyard in order to make a duplicate of Daphne and give our opponent their first token. After this, we're going to link off our new Daphne and our Garden Rose Maiden in order to make our second Sunavalon Melios. This will also give us back our Loki from our graveyard, which will link off in order to create an extra link and go into our third copy of our Dryas. We're still going to be able to get a search off of our copy of Dryas here. We'll grab a Sowing for next turn, and our opponent will receive their 4th token. In order to give our opponent the last token, we are going to link off into the link 4 for Sunavalon. So we already have our extra link. We can go ahead and use our link 2 and our link 3 in order to make it, and this will also allow us to search for Sunavalon Bloom, which is a one-time negate for all monsters our opponent controls. This is the lock we were going for. Functionally, our opponent can't summon. They could tribute summon or they could fusion summon, but if they were to summon a monster that way, we do have Sunavalon Bloom to negate that one monster. We also have Destruction Protection thanks to the effect of Sunvine Sowing in our graveyard. The real trick to this board is that all monsters we control cannot be targeted for attacks, so our opponent has one of 2 options. They can either attack us, or they can turn all of their monsters to defense position. If they attack us, they're playing right into our hands, because Dryas can heal us and then summon one of our Sunvine monsters from the extra deck. Since our opponent in this example decided to attack us, OTKing them is going to be very simple. We just need to summon a second copy of Thrasher. Then we're going to use the effect of Melios in order to target one of our Thrashers. This will make it to where it can attack a number of times equal to the number of Sunavalon monsters we control. That means that we can get 5 attacks in with Thrashers. Then we're going to use the secondary effect of Bloom in order to make our Melios gain the attack of all monsters it points to, meaning that we have 5 attacks with 2,000 attackers and 1 attack with a 4,000 attackers. All of this through Black Garden. Now, if our opponent changes their tokens to defense mode, we can still OTK them. It's just a little bit more complicated. What we need to do is we need to establish 2 Melioses on board. Its ability to allow our Sunvine monsters to attack multiple times is not a strict once per turn. If we have multiple Melios, we can use it multiple times. So we're going to summon our Thrashers like we did before, then we're going to use the effect of Sunvine Twin in the graveyard in order to replace our Link 4 with our Link 2, which allows us to put cards back from the graveyard, which allows us to make a Melios again despite the fact that we only play 2 of them. So this is pretty much the same board that we use to OTK our opponent if they attack us. However, this time we're going to have a total of 8 attacks with Thrashers. So we're going to have 8 attacks at 2,000 damage and 1 attack at 4,000 damage. Yeah, so I think this combo is really, really good. Even if your opponent has the ability to play despite the fact that they already control 5 tokens, you did that with 1 level 1 vanilla. You're going to have 4 other cards to play with. I really, really like this deck, and I think it has a lot of future potential. Let me know if anybody watching this has any other tips or tricks to include in this. For example, I know you could use Rivalry of the Warlords because your opponent already controls a plant. That way your opponent can't even kaiju you. And of course you have all the room in the world to play Crossout Designator, or even like Solemn Judgment. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, remember to like, comment, and/or subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I know I appreciate it.